Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining me this week as we explore creating a funnel using Canva. My name is Lynette Chandler from Thrive Anywhere. Last week, I took you through the good and the bad of using Canva for a funnel. This week, we'll build our first page of the funnel, and that's the landing page. If you haven't watched part one, I highly encourage you to go watch that first. You'll find a link to part one below this video. Okay, now that we've got that out of the way, let's go to Canva. Once you're in Canva, head over to All Templates, and you see this page that's on my screen right now. Click on the website's image here. And if you don't see it, you can just use this arrow here to scroll sideways until you see it. Let me scroll back. And I'm clicking on it. From here, I can see all the different website templates that Canva has already prepared for us. There are a lot. As you can see here, it says 831 templates. So you can use on the top here these categories to help you refine your search. For example, I do know that there is a landing page category here. At least I've seen it, but it doesn't seem to appear right now. Or you can also use the filters below here to filter the type of template that you're looking for. You can filter by feature, style, theme, subject, topic, and even by color. I'm looking for something that I've already scoped out. I'm going to click on that to filter until I get 94 templates. The one I'm looking for is right here. Whenever you find a template that you might want to use, you can simply click on it and it will show you a preview. If the template has a long page, you can actually scroll through the page to see if that's exactly what you want. I want this template, so I'm going to go ahead and click Customize this template. Canva is going to open it up in a new document for me. Before I do anything, I would just say opt in here, just so I keep everything organized. Now, this page is made up of 7 sections. I'll just scroll down very quickly. It has all the elements that I would like to use. And what I like about this template is at the bottom here, I can use these images if I don't like the ones that are up on top. I like this one, so I'm going to copy. I'm going to start changing things around, and I'm going to paste Control V or Command V if you're using a Mac. I'm going to put this image here instead of the one that they suggested. I'm going to make it the same size. Before I do that, I would just remove that and then place it right here more or less where it was. Whenever you're creating a landing page, of course, you want it to be the same color scheme as your own site. If you like this color scheme, you can basically just apply and it will just change every time you click on it. It will change the combination. If you have a Canva Themes option, then you can very easily change this as well. You go to the styles. Under design styles, I have saved my own brand colors here. All I do is paste through. Every time I click, it will change and give me different options to see how I like the style and the colors. I want to start with something fairly light, but I don't want this green is too bright for the top. I'm going to go up here and change the color. Yes, even though it's one of my brand colors, but sometimes on a web page, you just want it to be much lighter. As you can see here in the original template, the pink is very, very light. I want to change it to something much lighter too, because I want the content to take focus and not the background. So I will do something like this. And once I've done that, let me click on this again. It will save a temporary color in here that I can go to next time. So now I've changed this and I want to change this. And actually, I have already created a sample site. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this and paste it right here and make this larger. Also, I'm going to change the sizing here to something smaller. Let's see if 56 will do. No, it's still a little large. Or I can click here and just simply drag it smaller. Sometimes that works a little better. And that's why building a web page in Canva actually makes a lot of sense, especially if you're a visual designer. You don't have to deal with numbers that much. The other thing I want to do is copy this type of text. I want to put it up here, change the color to my brand color dark gray, and then put a how to, change the justification for that. Maybe bring it back in just a little bit. For the button here, I want to change it to a brighter red from my brand colors so that it will stand out from everything else here. I'm going to change the text. I'm going to take a peek here and says watch now. So I'm going to change that to watch now. I think I'm pretty happy with this. This will later on be linked to our opt-in form. Next section of this website, I'm going to change the background color again. And this time I'm just going to change it all across. So when I click on this, it will ask me, do I want to change all of this pink color to this? So I'm pretty sure I'm going to go ahead and click yes. But just because I change it, like you can see here across the board, doesn't mean I want to keep it that way. Back to this page, I'm going to go back to design, and in my styles, I'm going to go back to my brand colors again. Now, if you don't have Canva themes, meaning you don't have access to the brand styles and fonts and colors, you can use one of the color palettes that Canva has already created. For example, let's try this one. Click every time and see how you like it. You can do this too. You can click through each one of them. I want to keep it in line with my brand colors, so I'm just going to click until I see something that I like, a combination that I like, or at least close to something that I like. I think I'm good with this one. I kind of like this one. The part that I may not like so much is this green. They're using the darker green here. So let's see if I change it to something, maybe the lighter one. No, I think, yeah, I think I like the black better. Here, I will change this to, it says what you will learn. And I already pre-did this ahead of time so that we can save time here as we are building this. I'm just going to paste this, what you will learn. Go back and copy this as well. I may not be the best of copywriters, but I've written something in here so that I can put it in this page. Maybe I add a paragraph here, just so that it's not so much text at one time. Okay, I think we're good like that. I'm still a little on the fence here whether I want to lighten this color up a little bit. I don't know, but I'll leave it as this dark for right now. I'm okay with this. On to the next section. Remember, this is one page. It's not different pages. So again, I'm going to paste through this until I see a combination that I do like the yellow background, but I'm not so wild about the other ones. The good thing is I can keep this and I will just change this because I don't quite like that color into a yellow. And I know that this has a transparency. That's why it's not showing the full yellow. So I want that like that. And it's asking me, do I want to change this black to all yellow? You have to be very careful when you click this button because remember earlier I have changed these to black. And if I say change all, it will change all across the whole page, which I don't want to do. So if you accidentally do that, we click undo. Since I already have other colors that I'm good with, I don't want to change it. I have to do it manually. I'm going to do that. And once again, change the transparency. Or I can change transparency first and then click the color I want. If you're not happy with any of these images, of course, you are very free to change them. For the sake of time, I'm just going to keep that there. Or, as I told you earlier, the reason why this template is so nice is because it does have other things down here that you can use as well. For this, let me start with the title first. I'm going to scroll here. We're going to do pages we build, pages we will build. Paste it here. Copy this to opt-in. Basically, I'm just copying in all my content. Now that I've finished copying all the content, I notice that these boxes are perhaps a little too large for the text that I have. I'm going to shorten them up a little bit. And I see there's a little shadow here. I can keep it at the bottom or I can leave it where it is because I kind of like how it looks with the shadow down here. It's as if this is like a bin and it's hovering above. So I do like that. And if I wanted to, I could basically just select all these and drop it just, oops, sorry. That one I did not select. I'm going to drop it just a little lower like that. Okay, I like that. And this green, I think I will use this green to keep everything uniform. Okay. And actually now after thinking about it, this probably will go better if it's the darker, the other green here. Okay, I like that. That's the third section done. I'm moving on to the fourth section. I'm going to go back to my brand colors and keep pasting through until I find something that I like. Now, of course, I can do this manually. I don't have to do it like this, but I kind of like having the option of having it put all randomly. That way I don't have to think about each section or each element what I'm going to do, and it cuts down my time a lot. As you saw, I can change any of these colors as long as I get it more or less close, then I can go ahead and change the colors that I want. Only thing I don't like about this is green here. I might change it. Let's see if there's something that, yeah, maybe we'd go for this yellow. We change that. And I know this has a transparency put on it. So let's make it full to see what it looks like. Or do I want to keep the transparency? Let's go back. Maybe. Let's try a different color and see how it works. Yeah, I think that color works better with that, with the transparency. I have actually 4 things I want to put. For right now, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to go ahead and copy all my content over first. I'm going to pause and do that. Now I have copied over 3 of the points that I want to tell people what they will be using. But I have a 4th point that is not in here that I don't have room right now to do. What I will do is, as you see, all these they have a little bit extra space. So first thing I'll do is I'll bump it up just a little bit. And then I'm going to make this smaller. And in fact, for this, so that I get it a uniform size, I'm just going to do that. I have to make this a little smaller. I don't know yet. Once again, I am going to size this so that there's the same height as the other boxes. Oops, I resized that. And I'm going to make this smaller and move this up to the center here. Now, as you saw, these also have a little shadow. I do want to move this shadow so it's just barely peeking out like that. Let me see. Yeah, that has just a little bit more. Let's drop it down just a little bit more. That's the same, I think. Yeah. Okay, now that I've done that, I'm gonna select by holding my left mouse button and dragging over the items I want to select and group. In fact, I want to do this for all of them, even though I'm not moving the top one. You'll see why. Then I'm just going to move this. And from here, I click this, and holding my Option key, I will click and drag, and it will make a copy for me. How cool is that? Alternatively, you can also click on it and hit your Escape key, and you'll have this new menu come out. You just click this duplicate. All right, before I do anything, I want to select all these groups, and I want to click on position so that they are evenly spaced, and I will simply do tidy up. Now they are evenly spaced and evenly aligned. I'm happy with that. I can go in here and change these out. If you're just changing text, you don't have to ungroup. But I find that if you're changing the image here, and for like this thing, you see that my text is a little longer, so I cannot resize this. In this case, I have to ungroup first of all, and I will either resize this text or I can just remove it if I want to, just bump it up. Yeah, so it's not so long. For this, I'm going to show you a little trick here. Sometimes, like in this case, you find templates that have images and you want to add a new image, like what we're doing here, but it's really hard to find images that are similar to this if you just go to Elements and clicking on Graphics. It's really hard because there are so many of them. Sure, you can go and click on Magic Recommendations, but there are not a whole lot of options as you see here. A little trick is to click on the image or graphic that you want to replace. On the top here, click on Info, and then it says see more like this. So let's click it. And now we have these. See, this is the same. Let me just find an icon that I think is suitable for this. I don't know. Since they're all plants, I think I will go ahead and choose another plant. I want this one. because this, if I click on it, it's by the same people, so it's probably the same set of graphics. Now I'm going to scale it down and put it where I want to, position it towards the back so that I can select the one in front and then click delete. Now I'm going to change these colors. I will just go and basically change some of these. Yeah, I think I'm good. So it's fairly uniform now. One more thing I need to change here is tools will use. This section is done and we're moving along to the next section here. In this template is a staff spotlight, but if you're building a landing page, you can actually change this out to be a testimonial page. I don't have any testimonial for this particular opt-in, so I will just delete it, remove it by simply clicking this, delete. One more thing, if you are working with a team, you might not want people to change things and mess things up for you. You can actually lock each of this plate and then just allow to replace the content. And then everything else in here, they can't move. See, I can't move it. So that's very helpful. Finally, down here is the final call to action. Again, I don't like this image. So what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to use this one. And I'm going to click copy. And I'm going to right click and paste. Again, I'm going to make sure that it's the same size as our image here. Then I'm going to go backward for this so I can select the front and delete it. Now I can go ahead and go back to my design and styles and click on my color scheme. I kind of like that, but maybe I want it. Let's see if we go back to that green. Okay, I think it's good. I think I like this. We've changed this and we want to add my title here. Well, copy and paste. And when you do that, you may have to change the width of the box or actually change the size of your text. That is good. Once that happens, you may have to change your spacing and so on and forth. Go back here to my sample page and I'm going to copy this text and put it in here. And I'll change this to start now. For this button, I think I'm okay with leaving it black so that it will stand out against the light green background. Finally, as it says here, it's a resource page that I should delete before I publish, so I'm going to go ahead and delete it. Okay, wonderful. My page is done. We have built our first landing page, but we are not done yet because we still want to link these to our opt-in form. In part 3, that's what we're going to do. We're going to create our opt-in form. Don't forget to come back next week to watch that. If you like this video or this series, please give this video a thumbs up and also make sure you head to our YouTube channel and hit the subscribe button so that you will get notified when we have similar videos for you to watch. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time.